You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Well, there it is. We got the old Camaroo fix. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It is, folks, 0 dark 30, as you can tell, and I am rolling out. And man, if we got something to talk about here, it is huge. Oh, the heartlessness of everything. The heartlessness. Well, in case you didn't know, folks, if someone gets sick, if someone gets hurt, if someone gets injured, you're not allowed to even talk about it. Not even notate how people normally react. Right? Skip Bayless is in big trouble. Why? Because he talked about something, describing it, comparing it. You're not even allowed to notice a comparison. Oh, yeah, what am I talking about? Well, a Buffalo Bill, age 24, was involved in a routine play. That's right, a routine play. What do I mean by that? Well, a guy was running and he tackled him. It wasn't a huge open field tackle. It was not a Ronnie Lott special. If any of you remember how Ronnie Lott used to just tackle people and just take himself out, right? And a few minutes later, they'd come to and stand up and stagger off. I mean, Ronnie Lott cut his finger off, literally, so he could continue playing. Look it up. This is old school football here we're talking, folks. Now, what happened yesterday is modern SHTF, Jim Jones juice bullshit, and we're going to talk about it here. I'm not heartless, right? I am not a heartless person. I understand that a tragedy happened. An NFL football player played during a routine play, a silly tackle, not a huge tackle, not a head first tackle. In fact, there was no head contact at all. The guy stood up, and then he did a straight down collapse, kind of butt to the back, and that was it. Tragic. Tragic. There were claims he couldn't breathe on his own on the field. It was horrible, right? Oh, by the way, you know, a couple of weeks ago, a woman was playing ice hockey in an NHL, National Hockey League sanctioned game, and she took a hit, huge concussion. And I don't remember the sports world throwing in the towel saying, we can't talk about this. Well, actually, they didn't talk about that either. Am I heartless for pointing out that she was taken out by a trans male who just crushed her in the head? Huge concussion, right? Just waylaid her because, you know, trannies have feelings. We can't be insensitive, folks. Oh, yeah, Skip Bayless, who made some comments about how the game was being handled as a result of the injury. He's in hot water. He's in the limelight for being insensitive, told to quit. You need to kill your account. You need to shut up. You're not allowed to ever talk again. Someone was injured in football. Wait a minute. People get injured all the time. Their careers end all the time. There have been severe neck injuries on the field. Yes, football is very dangerous. You should hear the fucking threats that are made, right? The death threats that are made during a game. Or at least they used to. Now they probably just threaten, you know, I'm going to not be your friend on Facebook anymore. I'm sure those are the threats they have now. Anyways, I don't want to be accused of being heartless. Well, the injured player did not get up on the field. Not after 5 minutes. No, they canceled the whole game, folks. And so I think Skip Bayless was right. They've never reacted that way before. People get injured. People are like, this time it's different. Okay, I get it. Folks, there's a lot of weird shit going on. Right, this late in the season, it is January. So for those who love football, January, that's playoffs time. You don't just stop a game. Right, it's incredible what is going on right now. Oh, so the player in question, Daimler, was taken to a hospital. They say he was put unconscious. Well, I don't understand how he couldn't breathe on his own and he was still conscious. Anyways, they knocked him out and put him on a breathing apparatus. He is now, I don't know what's going on with him at this moment. 0 dark 30. But a physician came out and started talking about what probably happened. You see, a sports commentator can't talk about these social and sports-related commentary because that's heartless. But some doctor came out and tried playing it off as, well, this is a routine thing. You know, how he blacked out and yada, 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 got injured. I think it's pretty heartless of a doctor, without having the patient in his care, being able to personally diagnose him and talk about it. I don't know how he isn't heartless for just shooting his lips off. I'll tell you what, folks. I think people should be able to talk about anything. But in this overly sensitive, feminized bullshit world where no one's allowed to say anything because it's heartless. Well, unless you're Hillary Clinton, right? You can call people deplorable. Unless you're Katie Couric and you can recommend people be sent to concentration camps, killed, right? Re-educated. Unless you're Joe Biden, who makes gaffe after gaffe with insensitive, racist commentary. You know, and look, I really don't give a shit what people say with regard to race. But when we're told we can't even mention it, you know, but Joe Biden can make the most insensitive problem. And he's not canceled. He's not removed. Right? These people can say whatever the fuck they want. They get a pass. But if you aren't sensitive to the current social and political move, you're a dick. You're to be canceled. In fact, you could say something 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, and if someone listens to it today, or, right, if someone interprets it by some new meaning, some new interpretation in the future that you can't predict today, you're held liable and accountable for being insensitive. Oh yeah, you're either a racist or a homophobe or a transphobe or a xenophobe or phobe. Okay, let's get to the heart of the matter. When the Buffalo Bills player, Dahmer, made it to the hospital, right? He is in critical condition. Looked to me like a serious Jim Jones juice type response. Okay, they're wanting to protect this guy, and that, on the personal side, I feel horrible. Guy's 24 years old, makes a routine play, something he's done his whole life as a football hero. You know he's a fucking hero because he's an NFL player. So his whole life he's been a super athlete. 24 years old. He's not a giant fucking linebacker or lineman. He's not huge. He's not heavy like me, right? He's not 270 pounds. He's a little guy, very athletic, very sporty, great shape, lifts weights, runs. All of a sudden, he's just going to collapse like this? Folks, if I ever saw a case of the Jim Jones juice got him, that would be it. Now, I've been talking about the juice injuries and how they're going to accelerate, how we're going to see more of it. And this looks like an example of it. In fact, another NFL player, guess what? Another NFL player died several days back. And guess what? He was not 70 or 60 or even in his 50s. NFL player, super athlete, dies. Guess what they said he had? Enlarged heart. They don't know what caused his death, but he had an enlarged heart. Oh, really? He had an enlarged heart, huh? That used to be called myocarditis, but now myocarditis is heavily or strongly associated with, you got it, the Jim Jones juice, being fully juicinated. That is what is associated with myocarditis or enlarged heart. So yes, you better look out, folks. I think it's going to get worse. I complained last year. I'm like, how the hell did all these NFL players avoid the issues that, well, tennis players and other athletes in other sports were having and dealing with? Well, here it is. Right now we're seeing NFL players suffering, college football players suffering from Jim Jones juice apparent, alleged issues. I'm telling you, folks, I think the acceleration is now coming. I really do. I think they're going to have a harder time hiding it, and it is coming. It is here. The injuries, the reactions, the deaths. Now, what's fascinating, in a very unfortunate way, and trust me, I am very sensitive, is this has been going on, right? And it hasn't gotten the attention it should. So maybe these overly sensitive NFL players are doing us all a favor and bringing our awareness to what's going on. And it is tragic, folks. But the tragedy isn't football or hockey even. The tragedy in this case isn't transphobia in full contact XY chromosome versus woman hockey. The tragedy is that Dr. Fauci pushed this on the world. That's the tragedy. The tragedy is children have been done in with this. Their little systems, their little hearts, their little lives, their little bodies. Blood clots. Blood clots. Neurological problems. Pulmonary problems, enlarged hearts, heart attacks in children even. Not normal. No, folks, not in the least. Not normal at all. And who's to blame? Who are the real, shall we say, tragic and disturbing causes of this? That's right, folks. The eugenicists. Those who don't like population and want it reduced. Bill Gates is a eugenicist. Who else is to blame for this, folks? Right? Politicians who sold out, didn't do their homework, or are just eugenicist supporting scumbags themselves. Who else is responsible for this? Pharmaceutical companies who want to make a buck and do as they're told. Right? And who would do this, folks? Who would sell out all of humanity for a few bucks unless you didn't believe in the cause? Who else would create drugs or bioweapons to kill people knowing that's what it's going to be used for? Right? Knowing it, unless you supported and believed in the cause, the agenda. Who else would go on TV and support all of this crap unless you knew exactly what you were doing and you believed in the cause? Are we to believe that these people are that fucking stupid, that blind, that they'll just believe what they're told and not look at anything else? Right? They'll believe the hype, the hysteria. They'll believe the talking points. Just read the talking points. Don't think. And these people who have huge degrees, whether it's medical or business degrees, they're just not going to look at any other facts. Every decision I make, folks, is based on experience, professional experience, decades of experience, plus looking at something, a problem with new, fresh eyes. These people, nah, screw it, fuck it. Just going to let people die. I am not heartless, folks. In fact, I've put my heart out there, and everybody gets to see and hear what I think, and we should all be able to talk about what we think. They don't want people to talk. They don't want people to comment. How dare you comment that they treated this injury on this field this time so differently? No, I don't. Talk about it. Why? Why is it different this time? Do you think that NFL players, here's my speculation, realize that they have gotten the Jim Jones juice and juice boosters, that they were forced into it, guilted into it, and they stupidly took it because they put money ahead of their health. They wanted that big NFL paycheck. And now they're all starting to notice that there's a problem. I brought this up many, many times. The people that have gotten the jab, they feel different. They're not feeling good. Things aren't quite right. Right? They can't quite get their breath the way they used to. Their chest doesn't feel quite right. They're not feeling as healthy as they should, and they know it. And now they watch someone keel over like this, just pass out. And they're scared, folks. They're fucking scared. Right? The guy who was normal just a minute ago, who knows, folks? Was it a neurological condition? Well, they're saying it was a brain or neck injury, head injury. Was that it? Was his heart enlarged? Did it just fucking pop? Did he have a huge stroke? Right? A blood clot break loose from a tackle? And it just lodged and knocked him the fuck out? Yeah, it's a huge tragedy, and I'm not insensitive to that. But I think the reason the reaction with the game is so different is because everyone's realizing what the fuck is going on, and they don't like it. We're in year 2 now of this shit, folks. And guess what? They're coming with more. You're going to need more juice. You're going to need to get, an annual boost. No, you're going to have to get a boost every 4 months, every 3 months. How about every month? Just to keep up, because there's autoimmune problems now. Folks, I'm not heartless. I've been trying to warn people and help people and get people prepared and tell them to take action. All of these things that we ask people to do. Support free speech. Support America. Support freedom. Support liberties. All this, right? It's for their own good. It's very sad what happened to this football player. But that's nothing. That's one person compared to everyone else. All the other countless injuries in the millions. We'll talk about this some more, and I know I'm going long. I've got a long 0 dark 30 drive. And I'm not heartless at all. This is fucked up what's going on. The claim now is that 1 in 4 people believe that they know, right? In their hearts and their minds, they know. They believe that they know someone who died from the Jim Jones juice jabberoo. They believe it because they've seen it. They know someone. That's a lot of death, folks. Then you bring up injuries. Oh, everyone. There's no doubt there. Knows someone who got an injury. This isn't going to get better. These fucking people are serious. I'm continuing to look into alternative agenda rollouts that have occurred in human history and why it's done. Because it is that dangerous. What's playing out in front of us, this great reset. I think it has more to do than just our current place in history. I think this is a major shift, right? Is this Kali Yuga for those who understand Yuga cycles? I don't know. Anyways, chance favors the prepared mind. I'll keep you guys informed, and we'll keep talking about it. Semper Fi. Godspeed. Get prepared.